So in this video we are going to start De Morgan's theorem. De Morgan's theorem ट्रिग्नोमेट्री के वन ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल्स में ये आते हैं और इसमें हम लोग देखेंगे कि एक कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर जो अभी तक हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है उसके बाद De Morgan's में इसके बारे में कैसे हम लोग इसको आगे बढ़ते हैं। तो सबसे पहले देखेंगे, थोड़ा सा रिवाइज कर लेंगे हम लोग कि कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर क्या है, कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर के प्रॉपर्टीज़ क्या हैं, ताकि हमारी इस जो डेरिवेशन है इस थ्योरम के उसमें किसी भी तरह का प्रॉब्लम ना हो। सो रिवीजन ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर। A complex number is represented by z is equal to x plus iy, where I is called iota, whose value is root over minus 1. Here x is called real part of z, denoted by re of z, and y is called imaginary part of z, denoted by im of z. For I, since I is equal to root over minus 1, therefore I square is equal to minus 1, I cube is equal to I square into I, that is minus of I to the power 4 is equal to minus 1 into minus 1, since I4 can be written as I square into I square, and I square, the value of I square is minus 1, so minus 1 into minus 1 is equal to plus 1. So this is a complex number, z is equal to x plus iy. Next is the complex conjugate of z is z bar, which is equal to x minus iy, x minus iy. Again, the properties of complex number, properties of complex number. The first property says that if x plus iy is equal to 0, then x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. How? X plus iy is equal to 0. 0 can be written as 0 plus 0 into I, or I into 0. Now comparing the real and imaginary part on the both side, so x is equal to 0 and y is equal to, x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. The second property says that, number 2, if z is equal to x1 plus iy1, z is equal to x1 plus iy1, sorry, z1 is equal to, and z2 is equal to x2 plus iy2, then z1 is equal to z2 if x1 is equal to x2 and y1 is equal to y2. These are the some important properties of complex number. Next is modulus of a complex number. Modulus of complex number is represented by mod of z, which is equal to root over x square plus y square. Next, argument or amplitude of complex number. Argument or amplitude of complex number is represented by theta, which is equal to tan inverse y by x. Tan inverse y divided by x. These are the argument of complex number. Now next, the last property of complex number is polar form of a complex number. The polar form of complex number z is r cos theta plus I sin theta. If we compare it with the Cartesian form of the complex number, that is z is equal to x plus I y, then we have x is equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sin theta, and squaring both sides and adding them, number 1 and number 2, then x square plus y square is equal to r square cos square theta plus r square sin square theta. That will be equal to r square cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to r square, as we know that cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. So we can write r is equal to root over x square plus y square. Similarly, if we divide 2 by 1, then r sin theta divided by r cos theta is equal to y by x. R cancel out. So tan theta is equal to y by x, or theta is equal to y, tan inverse y by x. This is the polar form of the complex number. So we are starting the De Morgan's theorem. So statement says that there are two statements. First statement for positive integer or negative integer. So if n is any positive integer or a negative integer, then cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. And second case is, if n is the fraction positive or negative, then one of the value of cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So in the first statement, we will prove it in the two cases. First we take n as a positive integer, and in the second case we take n as a negative integer, and in the final third case we take n as a fraction which may be positive or negative, and we show it that cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So next is proof of first part. Proof. Case 1. Let n is a positive integer. N is a positive integer, and let first number is cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1. First complex number is cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1, and the second complex number is cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2. Now multiplying z1 and z2, we have cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 into cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2. Proceeding in the normal multiplication of number, that is cos theta 1 into cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2 into I times sin theta 1 cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2। इसके बाद हम लोग देखें मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, सो ये हो जाएगा cos थीटा 1 इंटू कॉस थीटा 2 I cos थीटा 1 sin थीटा 2 I times sin theta 1 cos theta 2 I into I, that is I square sin theta 1 sin theta 2. Arranging the term, as we know that I square is equal to minus 1. I square is equal to minus 1. So this will becomes minus of sin theta 1 into sin theta 2 in the next line. So arranging the real part and the imaginary part. The real part, that means the term which does not contain the I term. So the first term and the last term will not contain any I term, so it is a real part. So writing it in the same bracket and taking I common in the second and the third part, that is I times cos theta 1 sin theta 2 plus sin theta 1 cos theta 2. This is from the formula of trigonometry, cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2, and this is sin theta 1 plus theta 2. So if we multiply two terms, cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 and cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2, we will get cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 plus theta 2. Now next proceed it for the three terms, that is cos theta cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3 for three terms. So writing it is cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1, cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2, and cos theta 3 plus I sin theta 3. If we take the first situation here, the value of cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1 and cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2, these two term is cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus I sin theta 1 plus theta 2, and this cos theta 3 plus I sin theta 3. अगर हम पूरे को मान लें थीटा 1, इस पूरे को मान लें थीटा 2, इसको मान लें थीटा 2 और इसको मान लें थीटा 2, तो जैसे हम लोगों ने इसको प्रोसीड किया cos थीटा 1 प्लस आई साइन थीटा 1 और cos थीटा 2 प्लस आई साइन थीटा 2 इज इक्वल टू दिस, दैट इज द सम ऑफ द टू एंगल्स, दैट इज थीटा 1 एंड थीटा 2 एंड सम ऑफ द थीटा 1 एंड थीटा 2। तो इसी तरह से इसको भी हम लोग प्रोसीड करके लिख सकते हैं। तो ये हो जाएगा हमारा cos थीटा 1 की जगह पे हम लोग अगर मान चलें थीटा 1, तो ये आंसर आएगा थीटा 1 प्लस थीटा 2, लेकिन थीटा 1 इज इक्वल टू व्हाट इज थीटा 1? थीटा 1 इज इक्वल टू थीटा 1 प्लस थीटा 2, सो यहाँ पे होगा थीटा 1 प्लस थीटा 2 एंड थीटा 2 के जगह पे थीटा 3 हो जाएगा। सिमिलरली आई साइन थीटा 1 प्लस थीटा 2 प्लस थीटा 3, so for two terms and for three terms. Now writing it for the n terms, that is for n terms cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1, into cos theta 2 plus I sin theta 2 cos theta 3 plus I sin theta 3 dot 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 up to cos theta n plus I sin theta n. So using the above results, the final value will be cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3 plus dot 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 up to theta n, and I sin theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3 plus dot 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 up to theta n. Now let theta 1 is equal to theta 2 is equal to theta 3 is equal to theta n, all are equal angle, that is equal to theta. So it is cos theta plus I sin theta, cos theta plus I sin theta, cos theta plus I sin theta. As we know that if a into a into a into dot 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 n times, we can write it a to the power n. Since a into a square, a into a is equal to a cube. So a into a n times is equal to a to the power n. So here it is cos theta plus I sin theta, cos theta plus I sin theta, cos theta plus I sin theta, because all angles are equal. So it is cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n. Here cos theta plus theta, theta plus theta plus theta up to n times plus I sin theta plus theta plus theta n times. So it is cos n theta I sin n theta. So for any n which is a positive integer, cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. This is the De Morgan's theorem for first case. Now in the second case, we will take the n as a negative integer and prove it in the same manner. So in the case 2, let n is a negative integer. Case 2, let n is a negative integer. If n is a negative integer, so then let n is equal to minus of m. So cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta to the power minus m. Any quantity to the power m is equal to, if x to the power 1 is equal to 1 by x. So this can be written as 1 divided by cos theta plus I sin theta to the power m. Now using case 1, this is equal to cos m theta plus I sin m theta. In the case 1, we have cos theta to the power, cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin theta. But in place of n there is m, so it is cos m theta plus I sin m theta. Using case 1. Now, by the method of rationalization, multiplying numerator and denominator with the negative sign or opposite sign of the middle part, so it is cos m theta minus I sin m theta divided by cos m theta plus I sin m theta cos m theta minus I sin m theta. So it is cos m theta minus I sin m theta divided by a plus b into a minus b, that is a square minus b square. So cos square m theta minus I square sin square m theta. the value of I square is equal to -1, so it is cos m theta minus I sin m theta divided by cos square m theta plus sin square m theta. Cos square theta plus sin square something theta is equal to 1, so it is cos m theta minus sin m theta. What is the value of m? M is equal to minus of n, so cos minus n theta minus sin n theta. As we know that cos minus of theta is equal to cos theta in the third quadrant, and sin minus of theta is equal to minus sin theta, so it is cos n theta plus I sin n theta, minus minus plus. So for second case, if n is a negative integer, also the value of cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. In the third part, n is a fraction. So let n is a fraction, it is positive, may be negative, and let n is equal to p by q, where q is a positive quantity which is not equal to 0. P is any quantity, P may be negative or may be positive, so it is positive or negative. Now since q is a positive integer, so cos theta by q plus I sin theta by q to the power q, using the case 1 multiplying with q and q, so cos q into theta by q plus I sin q into theta by q cancel out, and we have cos theta plus I sin theta. Now taking the qth root on the both side, qth root, that means taking the 1 by q, so cos theta plus I sin theta to the power 1 by q, RHS is here, and cos theta plus I sin theta plus I sin theta by q, here q power is q, and we have taking the qth root, so q cancel, so here power is 1. Now raising each side to the power pth power, so it is p divided by q, cos theta plus I sin theta to the power p. Now using the case 1 or case 2, because in the case 1 n is positive integer, and in the second case n is a negative integer. Here p is positive or negative integer. In the both case, when n is positive or negative integer, the value of cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So here also it is p times theta by q and I sin p times theta by q. So what is p by q? P by q is equal to n. So we can prove it as one of the values of cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is cos n theta plus I sin theta. So in all three cases, whether n is positive, n is negative, or n is a fraction, the value of cos theta plus I sin theta to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. This is De Morgan's theorem.